Vice-captain Artie moves from the second to the front row, and Phil on captain this time, as did Summons in the third test of the 62 series. Officiating in all three tests, referee Don Lancashire is the first to do so since Darcy Lawler in 1954. Australia's team includes 5 newcomers to tests again: McKean, Grant, McCarthy, Costello and Fulton. Great Britain are slightly outweighed in the forwards, and their 5'8", Roger Millward, at 10'5", is the lightest player on the field. Down by Hartley. Going on the blind side, Arnold retains possession for Australia. McKean punts downfield, taking play into the tourist half, where Shoup. Unable to confuse the defence, Riley is grounded by Costello and McCarthy as the anticipated forward battle increases its tempo. Riley is penalised for not facing the opposition goal line in playing the ball, giving Australia an attacking opportunity just over halfway. Trying to cut through, Hawthorn is taken by the keenly positioned Great Britain forwards. The visitors are ruled offside within goal-kicking range, and obviously displeased, Hepworth passes a remark to the referee, which brings the first warning of the match. It's McKean's first goal-kicking attempt in international football, but he's been in fine touch during the season, having landed 62 in the Sydney grade competition, in which he heads the point-scoring list with 144 to his credit. Through the centre, and Australia register the first points. Hepworth and Grant's struggle for possession at the scrum base erupts in the tense opening minutes, but order is soon restored. Australia make frequent use of the blind side, but Great Britain's one-line defence covers the field, chopping off movements before they develop. Hawthorn kicks over the heads of the fast-moving defence, and following on, Brass jolts the ball out of Shoebottom's grasp. Hepworth gathers but is ruled offside, and it's another penalty to Australia, inside Great Britain's 25. McKean goals, taking the Kangaroos to a 4-0 lead after 8 minutes. Grant is penalised for incorrectly feeding the scrum right in front of Australia's goalposts. A simple opportunity for Millward, and he takes full advantage to put first points on the board for Great Britain. Australia are being constantly contained in their own half and tend to pass raggedly. Kicking for touch, Grant is late tackled by Thompson, and Great Britain is penalised at the point where the ball lands, about 30 yards from their own line. McKean is right on target with a difficult kick for his third successive goal, as Australia goes to a 6-2 lead. The slow-motion camera clearly illustrates Great Britain's skill in moving up in a semi-circular defensive pattern to drive play back inside, thereby restricting Australia's chances of opening up the game. Attempting to take play out of the danger zone, McKean's kick is charged down by Hartley, who cleverly controls the ball to go over and score close to the posts. Millwood converts and Great Britain hits the front. Confounding Australia with their ability to get the ball away in the tackle and sending supports through a gap, Great Britain penetrate on numerous occasions, and Watson uses his powerful fend to telling effect. Playing the ball smartly, Great Britain is poised for a backline thrust. Cutting out Hepworth, Miler sends a long pass to Hines. Smith moves infield, taking a reverse pass, but is well tackled by Brass, about 10 yards out from Australia's line. Although getting an even share of the ball from the scrums, the Kangaroos lack constructiveness in attack. Touch judge John Montgomery reports an incident which brings a warning to Fisher. Grant sends Coote away on the blind, but he loses the ball in a tackle and it's swooped upon by Hepworth. Switching the point of attack, Lawton sparks off a dangerous raid that takes Great Britain into Australia's territory. Drawing the defence, the alert Riley keeps the ball flowing, but Hepworth is grounded by Hawthorne and Grant. As the tourists close on Australia's line, Grant to Beatson, who runs wide of the ruck to link up with the outside backs. An overhead pass to MacDonald is intercepted by Atkinson, who dashes in to score Great Britain's second try. It's 10-6 in the Lion motion. He's taken by McKean, but sends away to Scorton's third try, and his... An easy conversion for Millwood, and a 9 points lead to Great Britain. Fast-moving second rower Lawton is a constant menace to Australia. Playing the ball quickly before the defence forms up, Great Britain often clear the ruck with their second pass. Thompson is ruled offside close to the Lions' 25. McKean kicks a morale-boosting goal for Australia, who now trail by 7 points. Standing out of the scrum, Riley kicks downfield, forcing McKean to turn and chase the ball. A nimble sidestepping run recovers lost ground before McKean is grasped by Atkinson. Again, Australia used the blind, McCarthy crashing through tackles in a strong burst. Trying to charge down the middle, Morgan loses the ball, Thompson gaining possession for Great Britain, as touch judge Montgomery comes in to make another report to referee Lancashire. Riley is warned, and Great Britain penalised. McKean kicks his fifth goal to keep Australia within touch of the tourists. Maintaining their territorial advantage, Great Britain again threaten Australia's line. Fisher kicks ahead, but McKean has the ball covered as Atkinson follows on. From just on 40 yards out, McKean is offline, his first failure in 6 goal-kicking attempts. Shoebottom runs the ball out until taken by Walters inside the 25 as the half-time siren sounds. More purposeful in their play, Great Britain are combining better than Australia, who've hardly appeared likely to cross their rivals' line. Their forwards haven't been able to break Great Britain's rock-like defence up the middle, where it was hoped McCarthy and Coote would run off Beatson and Morgan. But with Australia receiving penalties at the ratio of almost 2-1, McKean's boot has kept them in the game. There are no replacements to either team for the second half. McKean's kickoff is taken by Riley outside the 25. Stepping inside Walters and Costello, he's taken by Morgan. Great Britain goes straight into attack with Millwood in the forefront. Great Britain's forwards make ground as their counterparts are hesitant in moving up in the rucks. Riley comes in to make an overlap, but the hard-working Grant takes Lawton as Beatson clashes with Hines. Beatson is warned and Australia penalised. Hepworth dummies across to Hartley, who sends Lawton through an opening. Backing up intelligently, Great Britain keep moving the ball, but the untiring Costello takes Millwood back in a driving tackle. Probing for openings up the middle, Great Britain are about 35 yards out from Australia's line. From dummy half, Shoebottom tries for a field goal, but it's wide and Australia regain possession. Taking the ball on the burst out wide, McCarthy carries tacklers with him in another ground. Beatson tries to split the defence, but is checked by Lawton and Fisher. Not moving on to the pass, Australia's attacks become stilted. McKean tries a grubber kick and follows on, but the bounce eludes him as Shoebottom gains possession. Great Britain are offside, giving McKean a chance to kick his 6th goal. It's there, and Australia are within 3 points of the Lions. Great Britain strike back as Hepworth sends to Riley, on to Millwood, who sends Shoebottom bursting through a gap at halfway. Dummying inside, Shoebottom sends Atkinson away for the tourists' 4th try as Great Britain increase their lead to 6 points. Australia's forwards tend to be individual, whereas Great Britain's pack function as a unit, and the Kangaroos have little chance of breaking through the rugged defence. As Coote goes the blind, McDonald comes inside but is well covered. With Australia in a strong attacking position, McCarthy charges for the corner. It's their best try-scoring opportunity so far. Swinging the ball along the back line, Fulton steps inside but loses possession. Smith gathers for Great Britain. Brushing off Walter's high tackle and beating McCarthy, Myler is taken by Costello. Fisher puts Great Britain on the attack with a kick over halfway. Again beating the first tackle, Lawton sends Thompson down the centre. He's taken by Brass just short of the 25. Snappy passing enables the Lions to maintain their thrust as Morgan takes Riley down. Hepworth trips following his kick-through, and in a determined dash that considerably eases Australia's position, Coote takes play beyond the 25. Running off Beatson, McCarthy sends to Grant, but Hepworth and Myler prevent him getting a pass away to MacDonald, and he loses the ball. Hepworth regains for Great Britain. Russia with 18 minutes left to play, and Australia trailing by 6 points at 18-12. Frequently spearheading attacks, Riley is hard to stop and is living up to the reputation that preceded his visit. Lawton punts high and follows on, taking both McKean and Hawthorne to ground, but Hawthorne snares possession. From dummy half, Fulton pierces through the ruck as Australia work play back upfield. And from 40 yards out, McKean has another shot at goal. Right through the centre, narrowing the scoring gap to 4 points. Smith breaks through some loose Australian defence, but Coote takes him down close to halfway. Characteristically working the ball towards a gap, Riley sends Lawton through. On to Hines, who's clear, but is taken from behind by the ever-reliable Coote. Myler's field goal attempt is unsuccessful, and again Australia will gain possession with a tap kick from their 25. The ball is moved out to McCarthy, who wrong-foots the defence to position King as Australia mount an attack. Coming up into the movement, McKean is taken in the third tackle. Fulton to Hawthorne, who runs wide, drawing the defence. His pass for McCarthy goes to ground and is towed ahead by Coote. Touching the ball, Shoebottom puts McCarthy onside, and he goes over in the corner for Australia's first try. Here's the try again. With Australia just 1 point behind, McKean has the giant-sized responsibility of trying to convert the try which could bring the Kangaroos victory. Is short and wide, only his second miss in 9 attempts. Great Britain endeavour to close up the game as Australia strives to force them into error. Hepworth is taken by Hawthorne and Brass in the third tackle with about 2 minutes remaining. Sweeping the ball out to Lawton, the second rower cuts back inside, straightens up and gets a perfectly timed pass away to Millwood, who outsprints MacDonald and McKean in a 35 yards dash to score Great Britain's 5th try, assuring them victory and the Ashes. Siren sounding, Fisher takes a tap kick as Great Britain wins 21-17, giving them a 2-1 margin in the series, and the Ashes, which they lost in 1963. For Frank Myler, it's a gratifying victory, as he and Watson are the only 2 members of today's team who played in the 63 series. Mr. Norman Robinson, Deputy Chairman of the Australian Rugby League and manager of the Australian team, presents the Ashes trophy to Myler. Losing only 1 and drawing another of 17 matches on tour, in which they scored 104 tries and 496 points, Great Britain win the Ashes for the 18th time to Australia's 7, and proves 1970 is indeed the year of the rampaging lion.